Greg here. In this video, we're going to see if me, a DIYer who does not spray much, can lay down a nice set of paint on this fender with this brand new Inokraft Drizzle Pro. That's right, Pro. Now this fender is not perfect, not even close. This is my practice welding fender. So there's a lot of issues there. Issue there. I just slapped some Bondo on it and tried to make it half decent, but you can see, all right, we're not, you know, I didn't even take all the paint off right here, obviously. So just got it, put a little filler primer on it over the Bondo, and so that I can get some paint on it and see just how well this Drizzle Pro sprays. All right, my setup. Well, I got my portable paint booth. And I will warn you, it is windy. The wind is gusting. I had to put the weights on the corners to hold it in place because it was literally going to blow across the driveway. And I'm just using a Harbor Freight 27-gallon compressor, but it's just a fender, so I don't think there's any issue running out of air. It's a 7.7 CFM gun, so I think it'll last a fender. Paint I'm using, Nason XL. It is a Mazda color because I got a hood that I'm going to be painting in the graphite metallic. So it is a high metallic paint with the normal reducer. It's only like 70 degrees today. Now the clear I'm going to be spraying is the Finish 1. It does have the medium reducer, but it's the 720, the FC 720. It's really for overall clear coat, but that's what I got. So if you're just doing your own fender, do the FC 710. All right, and then there's the high build I used. Pattern is full out. It is 3 turns back, 3 turns out. It'll only go 3.5. This is all the way out, and pressure is set about 23. I did a test pattern and it looked good. Pattern's good. It doesn't mean the air pressure is necessarily good. So, all right, let's see what we can do. Of them, quite a few of them. I did forget to tack it off. I did, you know, clean it, alcohol mix. I can see, and I think you can see,
There's a lot of choppiness going across. And this paint has a 4 to 8 minute flash time. Alright, it's flashing off quick. Now, I may have enough paint for the second coat. I thought I had plenty. I have upped the air pressure to about 28. See if that'll put a little more product on the fender. And I'm going to skip the edges. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of paint. And I'm going to start at the top. Right here and work down. This is not going on a car. I think that's better. See if I got enough for a drop coat. Running out of paint. Out of paint. I just pulled him off. Oh, let's let it flash off. In case you didn't see.
Fender is flashed off. And yes, you can see it is not perfect. However, the paint, this is a very high metallic paint. And that's looking pretty good. I'm not a professional painter, so I don't see tiger stripes. Now we'll put some clear on it. I actually am remembering to tack it off. Now, just a quick tip, this ain't a painting how-to video like some of my others. Don't use a tack cloth that's... Don't use a tack cloth directly out of the bag. Let it breathe for several hours if you can before you actually use it on your paint. Let those chemicals flash off. You'll get better results.
All right, let's spray some clear. And one thing I've noticed, a couple things I've noticed already, it definitely uses a lot more air than like an R500. It's a 7.7 CFM versus like an R500 is, you know, 3.5, somewhere in there. The pressure gauge, it came loose on me there at the end of that one, so watch out if you bump it. And I want to set it to 28. Okay, same as the paint as the base was. We'll start there, see how it goes. I'm not a you know, and I got this backed out to 3.5 instead of 3. This is full open, and I'm not a professional painter, so if something should be different, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it, because I got an actual hood to paint soon with the same color. Yeah. A little cloudy in here. I'm moving too fast. Wow, I can't see. There is clear coat all in here. It's just a big cloud.
Alright, the first coat of clear is still flashing off. And just a couple things. One, this is the gun that I would normally use. It's a knockoff R500. And it sprays fine. But I can tell you that this sprays much, much better when you got it dialed in. That first coat of clear, way too much fog. That could be too high of air pressure, or I'm too far away from the surface. So I'm going to drop the air pressure from 28 to like 23 and try that again. One thing that's a little confusing to me is the gauge has green up to 2 bar and then goes to red around 4, but the gun pressure says 21 to 43 psi. So I'm not real sure if the gauge is where I want it to be, or if the actual gun pressure, and of course paint, whatever you're painting also has a recommendation on your pressure. What else? Let's see. Oh yes, my glasses, my reading glasses are now toast. This is after I tried to wash them with just soap and water. All that cloud, that mess from the first coat of clear definitely did a number. Now I am using this 3M high power spray gun cleaner. I used it, sprayed it through here, all right, with pressure. Before I actually started painting, make sure it was clean. Then again, after the base coat was done, there's such a short flash time on that base coat, it's not like it's going to dry. On this clear coat though, that was really nasty, and so I ran some through after that first coat. So now it'll be ready for the second coat, which I have setting, the clear is setting here, waiting. It's got a 1 hour pot life. The flash time, let's see, it was 1:55. It's now been 15 minutes. It's pretty dry, but not 100%. It's not quite flashed off. And on your clear, you got to make sure you wait for it to clear, to flash. Otherwise, it can cloud up and stuff. You'll trap the chemicals, and you don't want that on your clear coat, or on your base coat either, for that matter. Anyway, this is not a how-to. Moving on.
A couple things I'm thinking about it. I did switch the nozzle to the 1.3C, thinking that might be for clear. The original nozzle was 1.3B, hopefully for base. I am going to lower the pressure. About 23, I'm hoping, without my reading glasses on, because there was so much fog that felt like there was too much pressure. So I've lowered that. Now let's see what we get. And it has flashed. It's been 30 minutes. Use that 710 instead of the 720 if you're doing just a panel or two. All right. Okay, let's keep going here. Never point your gun at the ground when it's near the ground. All the dirt will come up. It's still foggy. Technique is not real good. Wow, that is crazy fog. About all clear. Well, we're gonna stop. Let that flash off. put it out in the sun. Once it's flashed off enough where it's not going to collect all the dust and stuff. It was not as foggy. I think part of my problem is the wind is blowing against me here. And all the fog was up back here. And I should have had it turned around with the fans blowing on the far side of where I'm spraying instead of behind me.
So here are the pattern tests I did before painting, and here with the base, this, I mean, look at that, is a perfect pattern. It's awesome. It's not real wide, and I was probably 6 inches out. Tried to be about 6 inches out. Could have went to 8, but that pattern is perfect. I mean, just perfect. And here is the clear. Now this is with the 1.3B tip nozzle. This is with the 1.3C. Now, same distance. The C is clearly wider. It's a broader fan pattern. The C is. Now, this was the first one I shot. It was pretty kind of crescent. And then I did this one. And when it's crescent, you can still use it, but it's not really what you want. It would indicate either a bad nozzle or it was dirty. Most likely this was dirty. So then I shot these two and it cleaned up. So that's why there's one that's a crescent there. But the patterns were, especially with the B, was really good. The C, you know, when you get into here, that was also good. Just make sure they're clean. It's been a couple hours. I was able to move it into the sun and ignore the dented up fender. Focus on the paint and how that turned out. So I think a horse is about to fall. All right, so I think it did a pretty good job. There is some orange peel, and honestly that was probably more me than the gun. The clear nozzle may have been just a little dirty, although it was brand new and I had shot some fluid through it, so, but it had that crescent shape at the start when I did my patterns. So anywho, the base was really nice once I had the PSI set right. And you can, it's not 100% dry, and I'm trying not to get too close with this GoPro because it won't actually show it right. But you can see there's a fair bit of metallic in that paint. I'll have to compare it to the actual hood that I'm gonna paint with it to make sure it's gonna look good. See how much blending I'll have to do, if any. So what's the verdict? Well, I'll tell you, it just oozes quality. It really, everything about it is quality. Everything is smooth. Everything is precise. It's easy to clean, and it sprayed nicely. Now I still got to work on the PSI, getting all the settings exactly right. You know, it's got a little orange peel, but you know, this is the first time I've sprayed with it, so I'm pretty sure that that can be adjusted out, and my technique, as you saw, is not the best. So all right, so for a $200 professional paint gun, I 100% recommend it for professionals. Now if you've got a full air compressor setup, big air compressor, you know, it can produce a lot of CFM, absolutely recommend it 100%. It is really nice. Now DIYers, for me, I got a 27-gallon air compressor that doesn't really have that great of CFM production, if I'm doing 1 panel, maybe 2, great gun. Full car, no, I wouldn't do it. And if you got a small compressor, no, just no. Don't even try. It takes 7.7 CFM. It requires like twice the CFM of what a Drizzle D1 or an R500 or the updated A610. A610 is basically an R500 updated just a little bit. There's not a whole lot of difference, but there's some. And all those spray well, and they're all sub 100 just for the guns. So I would go that route for a DIYer with small, medium small compressor. I'd probably go that route over the Pro. But it is marketed for the Pro, and it's made for the Pro. This gun is somewhere around $200. Yeah, it's worth every penny, and highly recommend it for that. And the verse of the day, with my other glasses, reading glasses on, is from Psalm 90, verse 17. New King James Version, because it's not copyrighted. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thou the work of our hands upon us. Yea, the work of our hands establish thou it. It's a prayer for God to bless what we're doing with our hands, what we're making, what we're painting. And I thought that was appropriate for what we're doing. All right, I hope that was helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a tip on my coffee page. And if you got any suggestions on better technique or settings, or what gun you would recommend for DIYers, put it in the comments. Appreciate it. All right, take care and God bless.